right, check it out. Got a new present here. Let me open this up and show you what we got. Okay. All right. Oh, by the way, Thomas, you happen to be watching this. That's right, representing right there. Ooh, man. We're gonna head over to the hangar, get it installed, and we'll see what we got. So this is Edge's upgraded turbo headers. A little bit bigger diameter, and I believe also some adjustments to some of the ways, a few of the little angles and transitions and things like that. They've smoothed out, made them a little bit better flow. But like I say, mainly they're slightly bigger diameter. And where this is important is, okay, so I'm pushing more power than a stock 914 by quite a ways. Even though I don't have mine turned up as high as Edge allows, mine's not up to their limits. Mine still obviously makes a lot more power than 914. It also has bigger cylinders, bigger cam, bigger turbo. Everything is bigger to go along with that higher output. And I'm sure as you turn it up even more than I have mine turned up, these come into play even more, I would imagine. So I'm going to install them, and then we'll go out and we'll find out. I'll retune the boost to be about the same RPM, and we'll see. There should be a reduction in boost. We'll see if there's any change in spool up and sound and, long-term effects, efficiency at cruise. That'll take a little longer to kind of help, to kind of determine that. But there may be some increases across the board. But overall, it should be, power output at, wide open power output should go up, which means the boost goes down, which is good. Anytime you can reduce the boost and still make the same power, that's an efficiency gain. The engine is happier. That means there's less drive pressure, or the pressure between the head and the turbo going through this is lower, which means there's less exhaust feeding back into the head and contaminating the incoming intake charge, and less chance for detonation. And just literally everything is a little bit happier if we can get the boost down a little bit and maintain that power. Okay, so I'm going to pull the old exhaust all off, headers and the collector and everything, and we'll lay it all out and we'll compare it and see how it looks, versus the new stuff. And with engines, it's not about having the biggest cam or the biggest turbo. You can figure out how to strap on something. That won't make the most power. You got to have everything being on an equal playing field. All the components need to work together. So if you're doing mods, you kind of have to do them across the board. And having a well-matched set of mods on an engine is going to get you far, You actually make more power by doing that than you will by having some lopsided thing where you got some enormous turbo but nothing else supporting mods-wise to go with it. You used to see that a lot in the car world. Guys would put the biggest cam they could in their engine, but then they'd have, stock valves or stock heads or whatever. You're not taking advantage of it. You actually end up making less power than you could with a not quite so radical cam that matches what you have. So it's important that everything works together. And I think that's basically what Edge's kind of the whole point of their whole package. The turbo's a little bit bigger, the header's a little bit bigger cylinders, bigger cam. None of it is super extreme and ridiculous, but it's all kind of matched to work together. So that's why I'd expect to see some kind of improvement here by doing these headers. All right, so here's everything laid out. You can see the differences, and I've been kind of checking it out. And of course, everything they've done is really, really nice. The welds look good. Obviously, they back purge the inside, so there's no sugaring like you get if you weld stainless without doing that. Everything's a little bit bigger. I've noticed that some of their transitions they make, like where these little slip joints are, right here where they transition to the plug that goes in the head. Sorry, it's probably hard to see that. It's a little bit too dark. But the transitions are real smooth. All right, so just working away here, and got my little heat shield deal here. I haven't secured it yet. Got the EGT probe back in. This isn't tight yet. These flanges are nice. They're a little more heavy duty than the stock ones, so that's cool. At first I thought, oh man, I don't know if these pieces are fitting together as well as the stock stuff, but actually, once they kind of go together and like go into the head and the slip joint goes together, it's a better fit. There's more overlap, and so I think there's actually an improvement to the way it all fits together, and yeah, it's pretty nice. All right, just doing a little preheating because I'm just about ready for a test run. Got everything in and secured. Starting to change color a little bit, so we're getting warmed up here and go motor around just a little bit. Okay, well, that was a good first test run. Took it out and made a handful of takeoffs, tweaked the boost a little bit. Just wanted to heat cycle it and get the boost kind of dialed in. And as expected, I had to lower the boost. Initial impressions, I'm going to say around 2 inches. That's a very substantial difference, actually. Very noticeable, and that's good. It's a good sign. That picks up some efficiency. So what I'm going to do here is I took a little video clip of wide open throttle looking at the EGTs, so I can play with the injector trims just a little bit. Actually, my EGTs are a little bit more even across the board with this exhaust, I would say. So that's kind of cool. It tightened everything up just a little bit. Ran good. Sounds to me, I swear it's a little bit throatier sounding. Turbo still whistles nice and loud, of course, didn't change that, and it shouldn't, but it just sounds like maybe it's slightly deeper and throatier, so that's cool. And it kind of makes sense. Larger diameter pipes, that's not uncommon, of course. I'm gonna let it cool off and re-torque everything and be ready to put the cow back on and go do some flying. So yeah, 2 thumbs up from me. It's a good mod. It looks like it's increased efficiency a little bit, and of course I'll follow up with you guys in a later video as I find out more and get a little more time on it. Hopefully it's not too windy and you can hear me. Another cool spot. You know, I've flown over this area before and somehow never noticed this little ridge line, and it's BLM right up to the edge here in the Big Valley, and surrounded by some pretty awesome views. Pretty cool.
know you got a pretty good headwind when you're seeing ground speeds lower than indicated at 12,300 feet. But you know, that's what it took to be able to set it down on that really short spot right up there at the top. That was the only spot that looked smooth enough I was comfortable with landing.
There you have it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate it. Patreons, thank you. You guys are awesome. Directly supporting the channel and keeping me going, and thank you. I appreciate that very much. So everybody, have a good one, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one.